that panic button tends to go off far too quickly. And I think a lot of that is what they learned in boys. But, I have to encourage them quite a bit to hang on to the puck because they're used to getting rid of it much more quickly. So it is, that poise versus panic is a really important piece. And if they stay in the boys too long, it's been my experience, occasionally you get a forward. You're right, Dom. The majority of them are Ds or goalies. But they tend to throw the puck away far too quickly from where they need to. And that's the biggest piece for learning for when they transition over.
Bob, your hand's up?
No, it isn't.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
Tom is now. Yeah.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, that was the reason why I made everybody play every position. And because they were all defense coming in and are the majority, and the way they were taught to play defense was, okay, I'm going to stand on the blue line and wait for the play to come, and then I'm going to all of a sudden the play is coming and I'm gonna fire back, and they're at the top of the circles as they cross the red line, and because they didn't know any better, right? But that was the thing. And now we've got girls that were defense, if you will, since 10U, and now we're this is awesome, love playing, and now they're playing up front. Now will they ever be able to what's their ceiling? I don't know, but they went from being close to quitting to now just being so engaged that they're they love it. And I guess ultimately for me, I guess part of it is just in not being so restrictive of their position.
I've got a point that I don't know if everybody's understands the lay of the land, and I'm just using Calgary as an example. And I think Al might be able to speak to this a little bit more. But I'm dealing with Sam Holmes, Girls Hockey Calgary. And at what level do you call it elite? And they have what I call a community program, and then they have an elite program. And at the community program, Sam is faced with the dilemma of parents and players. The percentage might be more like 80%, wanting you to create first lines, second lines, third lines at that age. And obviously it leads to double shifting those players and playing all critical situations, which inhibits their enjoyment and the development of many of them. That's what's happening out here. And I just don't know that there's any solution to that. But Al, your hand's up, and then Tom. So I got my 2 bits in. That's fine. Thank you.
Yeah, well, I was just going to add on a little bit about kids hitting the panic button. I think that starts at a really young age. I've seen around here, at least in our area, where the play will be in the defensive end, and the coach will be yelling over the bench to get it out, right? And you just hear it all the time in the rinks. And from my perspective, we've had a lot of success with just telling the kids, make a play, make a pass, skate the puck, don't ever throw it away. If you lose it and they take it and you score, it's not the end of the world, we'll get it back, right? And to just have that patience to be able to let them make those mistakes, I think goes an awful long way for them to learn to not hit the panic button. But you got to live with the fact that sometimes they're going to make a pass right in front of the net to somebody else, and they're going to do something, that probably they shouldn't be doing, right? Because they're little kids. So, I don't know, that's my 2 cents on that. Actually, to your point, Wally, about the elite thing. So I actually we had our parity tournament here last weekend, and it's funny, we did all right. There's the way it is here. There's the town hockey, but then the club hockey is kind of separate, and that's your AAA organizations. But within that club world, there's an elite division. Underneath that, there's a tier 1 platinum, they call it, and then there's a gold division underneath that, which has 2 divisions, right? So, we were playing in the lower of those divisions, and one of the parents was was fine at the tournament, but apparently had contacted the hockey director about being frustrated about the being at the lowest level and all this kind of stuff, and about it being a development program, and that's not what they're there for, that kind of thing. And I had a great conversation with our hockey director. He was like, "Well, even with our elite teams, like they're 10, they're 9, they're 8. Isn't even our elite teams are development programs?" And we kind of had a great conversation over that, but. Yeah, it starts young. I mean, they've got 6-year-olds playing elite.
Go ahead, Tom. I think you're next. A hand up.
Yeah, I think my grandson was saying that, talking about what Dom says, my grandson was saying that a lot of the AAAs in Calgary are now, Willie started that hockey academy near Medicine Hat, Willie Desjardins. I guess a lot of the Royals kids, a lot of kids in Calgary, instead of playing AAA next year, they intend to go to that academy, the Banff Academy he bought, and he moved it there. And Banff Academy never did have very good players, but so that's another thing. So they're going to be playing $35,000 or something instead of playing the AAA. So they're chasing the dream.